Annyeonghaseyo, Seidumun Panchasimnida. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU the Mighty Mix Spammer, and what you see right now is... oh wait, sorry, they changed the hotkeys, so I'm kinda stupid and I just ruined my perfect intro. Wait, what? Ctrl plus V, okay. Yeah, that was the first one, wasn't it? So anyway, as you can see, yes, I am back making Starcraft 2 videocasts. I never forgot about them, but you know how it is. Might and Magic Hero 6 beta is, you know, kinda hot topic right now, so that's what I'm focusing on, but I never ever forgot about Starcraft. But one of the reasons why I did not quite focus on it as much as I used to is because, well, there are tons of tournaments right now. They all have professional video coverage, and you do not really need me for your entertainment, do you? I guess so. So anyway, as you can see, this is a cool 1v1. I believe this is a best of 3 series between Goody and Yamaga. Yeah, and the map is of course Testback, the map that I never really understood. I mean, I understand the map, but it's kinda silly for me. I mean, really. Of course, it is how it is intended to be, but still, it's just not my type. I don't really like playing on it. Not because of the gameplay value, but because, I mean, come on, it's ultra random. And wait a second, I'll have to pause the video and check the speed, because is it just me or is this game kinda slow? Give me a second. No, I guess it is just me. The game is just as fast as it is supposed to be. So I guess I'm just a little bit paranoid in that matter. So as you can see, we obviously have Terran versus Zerg fight. Goody playing as Terran and Yamaga playing as Zerg. Now, because there's this standard downtime when both players are just scutting around the areas, trying to find each other and plan their first moves and prepare the battle plans and order some vodka for their marines before they die, stuff like that, I guess I'll just talk about random stuff as usual, but first, where's the music? There we go, thank you very much. I think I'll make it a little bit louder because it might be hard for you guys to hear it. Oh, I so love this Zerg music. I so really love it. It just fits my dark nature in the best possible way. I mean, I just want to drink somebody's blood and when I hear this, and this is just so perfect. I mean, it's exactly what I expect from a Zerg music. This is amazing. My favorite phrase is always Protoss, but Zerg have the best music ever. So we have our first scouting Reaper on the battlefield. What was the cool shot key for going after a unit? Wait, what just happened? Okay, that's it. That's not it. I mean, was it this, or what did I just do? Oh well, I'll just follow this guy manually. So as you can see, obviously, Goody is scanning out the area, trying to do some damage to this hatchery. Actually, he's doing quite a nice bit of damage, but those Zergics are going to repel this Reaper with no big problems. However, as you can see, Goody is also trying to go in with his bunker and try to lay down some very, very heavy pressure on the start of the game. And yeah, this is really a position that Yamaga is probably not too happy about, because yeah, this is a very, very big amount of pressure. He's not really doing too good against those Reapers. As you can see, the second one joined because Goody realized how well those guys work against Yamaga so far. He even was forced to pull his queen out of the mining area to help and defend this area. But as you can see, yeah, it looks like Goody has given up on his idea to bunker rush his opponent, and he simply lets him make this hatchery, while still trying to scout a little bit, but did not actually manage to go up this ramp with his SCV. So, there I was talking about the time. Apparently we're not experiencing any. There's already a speed upgrade for both links, so they are going to get a little glimpse of this base, just to see that there is a command center going. I'm not sure... wait a second, did they see... no, they did not see the factory over here that is producing Hellions right away. So while we finally have this little downtime that I don't want to use to talk about random stuff, I just have to tell you guys. Recently I started to study Korean language, and just let me say one thing, it is a beast of a language. I mean, seriously, obviously I know how to speak Polish because I was born in Poland, and I know English quite well, as one might say. Don't know, I'm definitely not perfect. I also am able to communicate in German, and I know the basics in Russian, and I even knew the basics in French and in... I forgot what's this language is called in English. It's... In Polish we call it Hebraiski, it's the Jewish language. I knew the basics of it as well. So I had contact with all those languages, but still, Korean is by far the most epic, amazing, awesome, poetic-like language that you could ever even think about. I mean, it is just ridiculous how amazing this language is. It's like you're saying, I want to buy some bread, and it's a poetry right away. This is just incredible how awesome this language is, and the alphabet is also insanely well thought. I believe it was invented in 1441, if I'm not mistaken, maybe it was 1440, by the Korean king, and it is just... I mean, really, it's just kicking eggs, let me put it this way. I mean, yeah, I can see that there are bashes incoming, but still, I'm talking about Korean, and this is even more interesting that the bashes incoming from Goody, because, let's face it, Korean is amazing. If you guys are wondering what you should pick for your third language, or fourth, or fifth, or so on, go for Korean. I mean it. If you're an English speaker or something like among those lines, then you might indeed have some problems pronouncing some of the words and verbs in Korean, I admit it. But if you're a Slavian like me, if you're from this region of Europe, then you're going to be surprised how easy for you Korean language really is, because one might think that Korean should be very hard for us, as we are half on the other half of the world from Korea, but actually it is very, very similar in the way you pronounce things, and yet you are really going to love this language if you are from the same region of the world as I am, because really it is adorable. That's just the right way to put it. So as you can see, Dianka is indeed walling in his base quite heavily. He does not want his opponent to come too close. He's using his Road Warrior and the Phoenix Nest, but as we know, the Banshees are en route. They do not quite have the cloak upgrade yet, and they're not even going for it, but still they are going to be able to deal a huge amount of damage to the Yamaga, as he's got no anti-air defenses just yet. So here we go, the harassment does go down indeed, and wow, this is going to be a very, very nasty blow for the Yamaga. As you can see, he is pulling his drones away, because there's no way for him to counter those Banshees. Even his Queen gets insta-pick, and there is no defense against those Banshees whatsoever so far. And I can see, why aren't they attacking? Yeah, finally they focus on the walkers. I was quite surprised, I must admit, because they were shooting random stuff instead of walkers and the hatchery, but now as you can see the hatchery does go down. I can see that the walkers has transitioned into the expansion, while where is the army? Well, their army, aka a couple of Zergings, is just hiding away, and yeah, we're going to continue seeing those Banshees just laying a huge amount of pressure, but there we go, some spore carriers have been made, and with a pair assist of those two queens, those Banshees are no longer effective, but they are going to scout out the creep of this new expansion, and it is definitely about to go down along with all those drones. Oh, this does look very, very poorly for Diamga. I would not like to be in his position, but there we go, he's got his Mutalisks. He did repel those Banshees, but at what cost? It was very high cost in my opinion. Wait, what was the shortcut for that? Walkers killed, 24 walkers killed by Goody. Now this is a huge amount. Goody did lay down some huge amount of pressure on his opponent, and this looks like a very, very big problem right now for Dianka. He's got to deal some serious damage if he wants to come back into this game, and as you can see, he's trying to repay his opponent with the same thing that he just experienced. He's just trying to deal some economic damage to Goody, but he's really having some problems fighting against those Vikings. I mean, he's doing very well. He's doing a very nice job in fighting against the Terran army, but still, we know how it is probably going to end. Despite all the bloodlust of those Mutalisks, unfortunately, it looks like, I mean, unfortunately, it depends who you are in favor of. Oh, the 4 is on the battlefield. It is going to lay the thunder, and the thunder is thundering the thundering Mutaliskada. Thunder going, thunder raketa, thunder. Yeah, there we go. The Mutalisk did went down indeed. So Dianga is, as I said once, and I am going to say it again, in a very poor position. He's got a tiny little army. Yeah, look at that army supply. Other Zerg, yeah, this is a very, very big problem that he's experiencing right now. He only has a handful of Zergins, a couple of Roaches, and a single Baning, if I believe. We could just check it like that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, this does not look good well for him at all. If Goody would attack right now, actually, I'm pretty sure he would actually deal some very nice amount of damage onto his opponent, but that's not how he's going to do. He will not risk throwing this game away too soon. He simply is going to continue ensuring his advantage and just make sure that his opponent cannot possibly go back into the game. As I can see, those branches are probably going to be pulled away by those queens. Some very, very nice transition used to save this queen that was almost dying, and a single banshee did went down. Are we going to see some cloak action going on, or is Goody going to transition? It looks like he is transitioning to some heavy mechanical build. He is going for those siege tanks to deal some very nice amount of damage to those Zerg units, while this single banshee last standing is still trying to deal some economic damage, and she did deal a nice amount of a nice portion of rocket barrage. So as you can see, Goody is putting his opponent under constant pressure. As you can see, Dianga has been forced to just go for massive roach spam, because he knows that if he doesn't do something very fast, he's going to be completely overpowered on the ground by his opponent's tankish-like forces. Now, while we are experiencing a little bit of downtime, again, I'm just going to continue talking about Korean, which is an amazing language yet again. So I just recently started studying it, but as I said, I'm loving it. It is really way more simple than one might have thought. And yeah, guys, I simply encourage you to try it out. It is really definitely worth it. It is a beautiful language in every single... I mean, really, when I hear this is... I'm losing my words when I try to explain how amazingly epic Korean is and how easy it is compared to what people believe in the difficulty of this language. I mean, really, I'm just studying since... what is it, a week, a few days now? I'm not even sure, and I already can, you know, say quite a lot of things in Korean. I can use the Hangul relatively well, I can read it relatively smoothly. Okay, I do have still some problems with reading Hangul, but I'm getting there. It only takes a little bit of practice. So, I really, guys, if you are, I don't know, 11, maybe 12 years old, and you already know your 2 foreign languages, and you're looking for a third one to pick up, ask your parents to donate you some Korean lessons. You're going to love it, and you're probably also going to find them really useful in your future life, because let's face it, Korea has... what was it? I do not remember how many million Koreans are there in South Korea, but it's definitely worth to know the language. And I mean, seriously, if not for Starcraft, this is just such an amazing language to learn that I could not recommend anything else better than Korean. I mean it. So as you can see, going back onto the game, when finally we see some action, getting Goody going with some blues flaming Helios of Doom, laying down some frosty pancakes, burning on the goo of the Zerg. And I have no idea what nonsense I just said, but it doesn't matter, because, well, I guess I simply wanted to eat some pancakes, but it doesn't matter. This was some very beautiful action. Imagine, this was just, I cannot count, 3, 4 Helios? See how much damage they did. This was a pure inferno of carnage and ponage in one single mind blow. This was just beautiful, and army-wise, well, I do see quite a lot of roaches that are going to do very nice against those Helios, but those siege tanks, this might be a little bit trouble for them, and we are going to see the battle going on right now. I do not know why there are no SCs preparing those siege tanks, but there would probably be no place for them, and it looks like a very, very tense battle, but definitely the Terran had way bigger advantage in that. And there we go, GG guns down, and we are ready to go for the game number 2. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the second game of this best of 3.